Recently, I have been reading some George Orwell. For those that don't know, Orwell wrote 1984 and Animal Farm. Both of these titles I highly recommend and will have links in the description. As I was reading one of his essays, Politics in the English Language, Orwell was not necessarily talking about vice, but he was more on the subject of the decline in the English language and how to solve it. Regardless, he said something very remarkable that caught my eye. It reads as follows: "A man may take to drink because he feels himself to be a failure, and then fail all the more completely because he drinks." End quote. This is gold. I am sure somebody has said something like it before, but it perfectly put into words what I have been thinking about for years. I have known many people who have become stressed or worn down, and what is their answer? A substance that will drag them down even further. Whether that be alcohol, or painkillers, or some other drug, all of them may bring a fleeting moment of relief, but then it all comes back, even stronger than before. And if you would like access to content that will help you get over any sort of addiction, then make sure to click subscribe and hit the bell icon. I release a new video every Monday. For example, I used to not sleep very well. As a result, I would drink coffee. So much coffee that I would then have trouble sleeping the next night. And so the next day I would need more coffee, and so on and so forth, until I finally realized that the caffeine was not the cure, it was the problem. So I quit coffee, and as you might guess, I was able to sleep well again. That story is quite interchangeable. Just replace coffee and sleep with other vices and ailments. I was so sad that I had to have a drink. I was in so much pain emotionally that I had to have another painkiller, and so on and so forth. This type of behavior is innate in humans. Sometimes we cannot turn off the animal brain inside of us and completely cater to the dopamine rush that we get from our vices. This part of the brain that controls how we act and where we get dopamine from is known as the prefrontal cortex. Unsurprisingly, drugs and alcohol particularly affect that area and cause us to lose motivation and discipline to achieve our goals. That is why most successful people do not use drugs in the long term and do not heavily drink. If they did, they would not be in the positions they are in today. Sure, there are exceptions, but the majority are reserved when it comes to vices. Learning to control that is what will set you apart from your peers and lead you to success in the long term. Realizing that there is more to life than another drink or another smoke will bring you to a whole new level of cognitive perception. You will begin to look around and see where else you can improve. Perhaps you are out of shape and drinking heavily. Now that you are off the bottle, you can begin exercising again and realize that your commute is killing you. So you move closer to work and life becomes more enjoyable. Orwell was a cognizant man. He wanted to see what life was like as a coal miner, so he became a coal miner. He wanted to fight in a revolution, so he joined the forces fighting Franco in the Spanish Civil War. While Orwell lived quite a short life, he did make some observations that have become very important in my life, namely looking around and analyzing my situation and understanding how to improve it. It is this ability that sets apart the successful from the unsuccessful, from those who are willing to work hard to make their lives better, and those who are complacent. Don't be complacent. Live like Orwell and never accept the narrative that has been given to you. If you have made it to the end of the video, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And I also strongly encourage you to subscribe. You will definitely be missing out otherwise. With that said, what is your favorite Orwell quote or book? Leave a comment below. I would love to hear.